electrified the crowd all week long, especially during match play.
Well, Rudy took over. Rudy Kasimakis, he took over the tournament in the third round and really never looked back. And a couple of players who will emote with the best of them.
Once again, both these players non-champions, so one of them's going to walk away with that top prize and trophy.
Got slow and got lucky. Very, very slow with the ball speed on lane 3, but somebody up there taking care of Chris Barnes. Ball goes right through the heart. There's the 3-pin, there's the 10-pin, there's the strike.
Oops. All right. Now Rudy, watch this guy through the ball.
Power strike, and he wants to hear him.
Nickname Rudy Revs, and he definitely put some fingers in that one. He tied a record, all 42 games over 200. His low game this week 203, high game 300.
Scores were big. Rudy's big, and he's got the ball to match it. I'll tell you what, the man throws a lot of power. Look at this backswing. Bang. Really unleashes.
He was talking to you before. He said he was struggling just a little bit during practice.
Lanes are a little different here. You know, we're not at Eastway anymore. We're here at the Civic Center. These are a different setup. These 4 lanes were brought in specifically for the television finals. Rudy goes hard and straight. And Kasimakis makes the 4-pin in the second frame. And there's Rudy's wife, Nancy, son Anthony.
Chris Barnes, fortuitous in the first frame when he got a strike. Now looks to get back on track as it sets in there. Oh, I saw the 7-pin disappear.
Move over there.
Well, for these 2 non-winners, that game that Chris Barnes just bowled will go a long way to help settling him down and making it a little easier for him. But as I said in the interview with Rudy, Rudy has bowled a lot of what they call action. That's just heads up, you against me for some big money. I don't believe there's going to be any intimidating against Rudy Kasimakis. Came in high last time, better speed. And a 4-pin, very much the same shot that Kasimakis threw on lane 3. Ever so slightly high, just a little bit high in the pocket. Just leaves the 4-pin. Switches balls. Very straight. Good technique for the spare.
So a couple of strikes for Barnes and a spare, and they're chanting Rudy, getting going here. He's started off this title match with a strike and spare. Third frame.
Rudy Kasimakis, watch how high the backswing goes, and he twists a little bit, opens it up, and then cranks it coming down. But look at the stability at the foul line. Very, very good balance.
217 average this year, this week, 246.
One of the highest ever. For a double. There he is.
Oh. Family over there.
Those are his wife and his children and his friends. Dad Revs. You want to see what a strong man can do to a bowling ball and some pins? Bang. They're gone.
But Chris Barnes now got to get it back after that spare in the third frame.
Chris Barnes now down by 2 pins. Keeping the ball in play nicely.
Barnes, the former point guard on his high school team when they won a state championship in Wichita. High game 279, low 188. He says he loves big crowds. They used to have 4,000 or 5,000 watching the high school team. Picks up the 10 pin. A little bit different match now, Marshall. The fans are certainly behind Rudy. They were behind Chris, behind both players, but Rudy is still a little bit of the thunder.
Well, he's a very easy player to like. He shows a lot of emotion, as does Chris Barnes. Very close match going into the 5th frame. Only 2 pins separate these 2 players.
Strike, and Chris has got to be careful. He had a violation earlier, took a little extra time on the approach. Now, the first time it's a foul.
Well, the first time it's $100. The second time, I do believe it's $1,000.
They're not booing. It's Rudy. 5th frame.
Yeah, got the ball a little bit left of his target. Wasn't able to, even with all the power he has, ball would not hook back. This comes in light. There goes the 4 pin. There goes the 8 pin. It's 2 pin will stand and shouldn't be any problem.
Rudy won a regional title in Staten Island, New York in '98.
Rudy switched balls to shoot that spare. Good tip for the people watching.
Very close.
Just 1 pin.
We've got a great title match. We'll have a new champion on the PBA Tour.
And they're making noise. They're kicking. They're stomping. Can he keep that 1 pin lead with a strike here? That would be yes.
Oh, he's ready. Pointing to the crowd, pointing to his family, and it's Rudy Kasimakis up right now by just a pin over Chris Barnes here in the championship match. We'll be back with the conclusion of this match in a minute. It's close, just a 1-pin lead for Kasimakis. Barnes working on that strike. So he can go back on top with a strike here in the 6th.
Left the 10 pin last time on this lane, and that's through the nose. 4, 6, 10. Was set short on the lane and hooked immediately. Unfortunate. Sometimes when you hit the nose like that, there are no breaks to be had. As he takes 9, that lead for Rudy Kasimakis now growing up to 13 pins.
Well, Barnes still has, 7 through 10, and should he get it back and start striking, put a little heat on Kasimakis. Because I don't care how much action you've bowled, I think something special about winning a PBA tournament.
Well, you're absolutely right, Phil. A great shot from Chris Barnes. He comes back. These 2 guys are not just great competitors, but they're very good sportsmen. I mean, Rudy, he put out his hand as to say, okay, nice shot, good play on the left-hand lane.
I talked to Rudy last night. I said, who'd you admire? He said, a couple of players when I was growing up, Mark Roth and Marshall Holman. Make you feel old, Rudy?
I'd like to see what will happen if he strikes here. He wanted to get excited, but the flat 10 will subdue his emotions. Still up by 13 with the spare.
Well, Barnes sitting down knows that certainly get right back in it with a strike, but you can see Rudy 5th, and then first for first.
Took over in round 3 and never looked back. And that is a big-time mistake.
Well, he didn't shoot many spares this week.
You're right, but oh my. Family watches, and they're hurting for Daddy. This ball goes right into the channel, just in front of the 10 pin. Important to regroup yourself, and for Chris Barnes, what a nice gift sitting on the bench.
Gain your composure and throw a shot here in the 8th. Did just that. But Barnes with that open in the 7. Barnes now down just by 1.
And in a very similar situation to Kasimakis, the last time he was on lane 4, Phil. Now Barnes has the opportunity to strike and show everybody how much he enjoys taking that lead. There it goes. There it goes.
How do you like it?
That was a double dipper. That went forward, then backward and over.
Now the 6 pin is going to touch the 10. Not very much, but enough.
So now Barnes on top by 9. Kasimakis looks on.
Strike here. Make it very difficult for Kasimakis.
Got to give Barnes credit after that open in the 6th. He has come back with 3 in a row, and also Kasimakis, after he missed the 10 pin, came back with a strike, but he's got to get one here in the 9th.
Well, important for Rudy to take it all the way as we look at Chris Barnes clinching the fists, flailing the arms, enjoying the moment. Rudy, Kasimakis, possible 227, needs this strike, 4-pin, lane 4. I think right now they both know big advantage, Chris Barnes.
Barnes, a great amateur player. Kasimakis, kind of a great street player. Went out there and took on a lot of talent and bowled very well now on the PBA Tour. But whoever wins this match, invitation to the Brunswick World Tournament of Champions.
The best Rudy can do right now, 207. He needs 3 strikes just to force Chris Barnes to mark in the 10th frame. Well, actually 2 strikes in 9. Well, they both bowled a very, very good match. Unfortunately for Kasimakis, missing that 10 pin in the 7th frame. For any chance, must have the strike.
And it's a 10 pin.
And that'll be,
Boy,
be it. Chris Barnes right now is he's hitting himself with his with his hand because he's going. He goes, I won. I know I did it.
It's kind of nice almost to realize you've won a tournament. You don't even have to show up in the 10th, although stay behind the foul line and get a few pins to win his very first PBA championship. But for Rudy Kasimakis, 197. And for Barnes, 146 in the 7th, a double. And he's going to be a new championship as he is going to take home the trophy here in the PBA Flagship Open.
Yeah, it was never so much fun to leave the 2 and the 4 pin in his life.
He said that's enough and asked if that's enough, and it is. Right now he has 200. Should he just throw an air ball on this shot? There's your winner, Chris Barnes.